Member for Hastings.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. I rise to give my support and contribution to the Justice Legislation Amendment Committals Bill of 2024, which seeks to reform and modernise the committals process in Victoria's criminal justice system by amending the Criminal Procedures Act of 2009 and also amending the Evidence Miscellaneous Provisions Act of 1958. I might just say that there have been some really terrific contributions in the chamber today, and I'd like to thank everyone for their well thought out and reasoned debate, mostly. This bill is about addressing a process that, while created with a legitimate purpose many years ago, has today become outdated and unnecessarily burdensome. Its impacts weigh heavily on victims, witnesses and the resources of courts. We are here to ensure that our justice system reflects the realities of the 21st century, upholding fairness while prioritising the protection and well-being of those impacted by crime, especially victims of family violence and sexual abuse. Last week, so the last sitting week, the member for Beaumaris and myself co-hosted the National Survivors Day. And it was a very special day, but the member and I spoke about this idea that in some ways by holding a National Survivors Day we're somehow celebrating it, and we felt slightly weird about that. I spoke on the day to all the survivors there, and I said to them that my wife was sexually abused from the age of 6 to the age of 12, and I celebrate every day that she survives that. And she's my hero. And on that same time, I said to everyone in that event that I celebrate the fact that they survive, and I celebrate the fact that they are heroes. They are heroes because they have stood up and told their story and continue to stand up and tell their story. They continue to share their story, their pain, their anger, their shame, their betrayal. But they bravely do that so that we can have a better society. After that event, I posted on Facebook, and I had quite a few friends that got back to me and said how brave I was and how brave my wife Andrea was for talking about their story. And they said they were victims of rape as a child, and that after that post they had decided to go ahead and press charges to the perpetrator, which is fantastic. But it caused my wife a lot of distress because for years and years and years she has wanted to press charges. I was thinking about this yesterday actually in my office, and I thought, you know, my wife wants justice, but she's not prepared to go through the justice system, which means it's broken. And I guess that's what this bill is meant to be fixing. And you wonder sometimes why my wife and I had not sought to press charges against her father. There was a lot of work that she had to do. An enormous amount of work that she had to do to survive. An enormous amount of work that she still does every day so that she can survive. And it's cost a lot of money, it's taken a lot of time. As I said, her abuse was from the age of 6 to 12. She's 64. There's not a day that my wife doesn't have a memory. There's not a day that she doesn't have to deal with what happened. There's not a day that it doesn't affect our children. After this event and after our friend told us that she'd been raped and she was going to press charges, my wife, I think I was back here, my wife got on the internet and she looked up the numbers, and she got the phone number to go ahead and press charges against her father. And then she thought to herself that she was far more important. Her health and well-being was far more important than justice, although she still wants justice. But undoing all the work that she's spent a lifetime doing so that she can be a wonderful friend, a wonderful mother, a wonderful wife, and a wonderful grandmother, it wasn't worth going through the justice system. And I like the story that the member for Shepparton said, that the person that who had assaulted her friend at the end of the day turned around and pleaded guilty. I mean, geez, that would be a lovely outcome for us. But we're not really going to push and try and make that happen. So it's important, this bill is important because it will save, I hope it will save people having to go back and relive the experiences that have destroyed them. And obviously in the event at National Survivors Day, we spoke of people that are no longer here who have committed suicide because the pain, the anguish of their experience is too much to bear. Why would anyone want to go through the justice system and have to relive that? So this changes the committals process. The committals process is four-part. It's a filing hearing, it's a committal mention, it's a committal hearing, and then a trial. Who really wants to spend that much time sitting in their pain when they've been sitting in it their whole life? My wife doesn't. I don't want her to. I don't want to lose her to the justice system, or we've already lost to some extent to the experience, but we've gained that because we've done the work to survive. So to all those people that are sexual abuse victims, I celebrate the fact that you've survived. I celebrate your bravery, and I don't blame you if you don't want to go through the justice system. We've all seen at the 6 o'clock news women going through the system and being utterly destroyed. It's disgraceful and it's disgusting, and we should be doing better. There's a lot of good things in this bill, which I could talk about. That's what I'm here for, but I want to assure people, like my wife and like my friend who is going to go through the system and take her rapist to court. She's an incredibly brave woman. She's had a very, very difficult life, and she is a hero for standing up and having the guts to confront not just her victim, but to confront the justice system and how it works and how it continually seems to fail women. And I know a lot of men will come to me at times and say the justice system doesn't support them and it's skewed to women. Well, we'll work on that. Let's work on that. There's a lot of work we can do for our community. I might just throw all those words away that I was going to say. For people in my community, there is a lot of support in the community. We have Western Port Community Support, which does a lot of wonderful work for people who are victims of sexual abuse or violence, or are homeless or are having trouble with family. Please go and see them. Thanks to the Royal Commission, we have orange doors throughout our communities. We have one in Hastings. They do amazing work. I've been down to see them and talk with them. And if you are having any issues, if you have any struggles, please pick up the phone. If you do want to work into the justice system, then I encourage you to do so, but get the help that you need. I like the member for Tarneet said this bill is about supporting victims, and in the bill there's talk about supporting perpetrators, and I know there's got to be a balance, but having a lived experience, there's not much balance. So I'm very glad that we're thinking about this with this bill. I understand it's unopposed, and yet there's a reasoned amendment which is sort of opposing the bill. To my wife, thank you for being so brave. I commend the bill to the House.